Coming in at number 4 for the biggest home builders here in DFW is going to be the ever popular Highland Homes. Now, they are building in 52 communities here all throughout the DFW Metroplex. Now, from what I hear, from what I've witnessed, from the clients I've helped, and other people that we have talked to, I think that for the price and what you get with Highland Homes, that they're probably definitely the most popular builder here in the Dallas Fort Worth area. Homes with Highland are going to be ranging from around, believe it or not, $280,000 to upwards of $1.8 million. So a really huge difference in price. Now, Highland Homes is actually going to be building out in the very popular Fields community in Frisco. And if you haven't heard about the Fields and you can possibly afford that $1.8 million price tag, you should definitely give me a call because it is the talk of the town up there in the North Dallas area. And I would be more than happy to help you find your dream home. But still, they do build some smaller, more entry level homes in some of the outskirts of the Metroplex here. But they are also having some high end homes in some of the hottest neighborhoods, not just the Fields, but plenty of other ones all around DFW. Now, while there is a large concentration in the North Dallas area, again, they're growing out east, west, and multiple communities down south. So let's hop into the map so you can kind of see where Highland Homes is laid out, because maybe you're moving here and you want to get an idea of what might be available for the area that you are looking at. So let's get to it. You can see on the map, Highland Homes builds all over the Metroplex, north, south, east, and west, just really not in the center of town. So while there is a large concentration, as you can see up here in North Dallas, excuse my screen that likes to jump around as quickly as possible here, you have these communities where they're starting to come into down in the south part of Dallas. I mean, we're looking at maybe about a 30-minute commute down here if you're in Waxahachie, Midlothian, Mansfield, kind of depending on where you're at. But in Mansfield, you're almost equal distances to Fort Worth or downtown Dallas. And you're a little bit more in the country and you get a lot more home down in some of these areas. Yes, you're going to be paying a premium in these more popular neighborhoods in the north side of town, but they're going to be significantly cheaper down south. And by cheaper, I mean by the hundreds of thousands of dollars cheaper. So pricing for sure with all of these builders is going to be about location, and it's for sure going to be that way with Highland Homes as well. Now, as for the reviews with Highland Homes, on the new Home Source website, they get a 4.4 out of 5 stars with over 2,700 reviews in total. And they do consistently receive high marks for their build quality and their customer service. Now, another great point about Highland Homes is that they're known for some premium semi-custom homes where you can have a lot more customization options if you are actually building with them. My goodness, this is very touchy. Now, this is one builder that does have their gorgeous exteriors as well as their interiors. You almost can kind of get a sense of it being a Highland Homes community just by the outside of a lot of their floor plans that they have. They have these high-pitched roofs. In fact, I'm trying to get in here. In fact, let's pull up the Fields for you, as you can see here in Frisco. So these high-pitched roofs is just really what Highland Homes is kind of known for. In fact, right here, $2.2 million, and you are looking at over 4,000 square feet. So they have a lot of options, and that price point can just keep going up with Highland Homes. So while this really isn't one of your basic mass-produced builders in their lower price points, these prices are definitely going to be higher than some of the other ones that I've talked about. But that's what a lot of people are wanting if they can afford it. It's for those buyers who might want more of a semi-custom experience with a high-quality build, and in some of these areas not having to pay a really premium price for it. But Highland Homes really is an ideal builder if you are wanting to build, customize those options, design your cabinets, design different flooring, put beams on the ceiling. You can get all of that with Highland Homes. In fact, I have a client that is building down south in one of the newer communities. And even for her mid $500,000 price point, she is getting some phenomenal upgrades. She was able to do some structural upgrades, expand the patio, bump out her primary bedroom, and add the beams. And it was a super beautiful floor plan. In fact, one of the newer ones that Highland Homes had come out with last year. So she is super excited, almost getting ready to move into that one. But as if you are building from the very beginning, if you're picking your lot and building from the ground up, you're also going to have some longer build times as well when you are building some of these homes that do let you pick your options and the different features in the house. So you're not going to be getting those homes moving up quite as quickly as the mass produced builders. Now, some of my other clients that have been building with Highland Homes over the last year, of course, not everything has gone completely to plan, even though you always hope that it will be with when you are building a house. But even with some of the hiccups and a little bit of hounding and just kind of really being able to know the questions that you ask your builder and your sales reps when we have those things that are a little bit uncertain. Sometimes you have to go back through and do a little bit of research and get somebody to take care of the little problems that come up along the way. When you go to build a home and you happen to pick the house that is the model, and you walk in, you see what the model offers, and you go to the design center and you pick your structural options, you pick your flooring, your tile, your cabinets, and everything like that. Well, next thing you know, your home is almost built, and you realize, where's my double ovens? Well, the double ovens, you were never asked for them. There's no record of them. The builder didn't offer them to you as some sort of an upgrade. It wasn't a line item that you were able to notice. So my client was a little upset about it. It didn't mean that Highland couldn't go back and add that in, but she knew in the model home there were double ovens. So the whole time she kept thinking she was getting double ovens. And of course, through in one of the walkthroughs, there were no double ovens. And I was a little it was a little hard because I'd had another client a couple years ago who was able to change that out, but it was a little expensive. By the time they changed out the cabinet and the electrical and repainted, it just was not worth the cost. So sometimes that's what you're going to get. There's going to be a little bit of miscommunication. She never had mentioned it to anybody else. And she just said, I thought that's what I was getting because it was in the model home. And everything with a model home is typically an upgrade. So a little bit unfortunate, but that was just one example of one little hiccup. But, sometimes you do have some miscommunication, and sometimes you have to do a little bit of digging and a little bit of research to get to the heart of some of the problems that can arise when you are actually building a home from the ground up. So anyway, if you have any questions about the build process, don't hesitate to reach out and let me know if I can help you get into that new construction home. All right, so that was number 4, Highland Homes. And I would definitely love to hear your thoughts on what you think of Highland Homes if you have built with Highland Homes, and give us all of the dirt down below in the comments, and let us know if you have never been to Texas. So obviously you have no experience with Highland Homes as well. And we would be more than happy to connect and see if Highland Homes would be the right fit for you. But as always, like and subscribe to the video. We're going to keep moving on with this series of the top 12 home builders here. Well, actually, the top 12 biggest home builders here in DFW, and we're going to keep moving right along. So stick around.